Welcome to Locked and Loaded Sports. It's time to lock in, load up, and win big. If you're serious about sports and love cashing in on solid picks, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's get to work. In this video, we will discuss Week 1 NFL Sunday picks for every game using a blend of historical data, advanced sports analytics, and real-world sentiment to deliver sharp and sometimes contrarian betting picks. We are going to start this off in Seattle, where head coach Mike Macdonald is back after a rock-solid rookie season, turning heads with a disciplined, aggressive defense and a locker room that bought in from day one. Don't forget, Macdonald led the Seahawks to a 10-7 finish in 2024, outperforming expectations in a division that's anything but forgiving. And now Seattle's reloaded. Sam Darnold is fresh off a 319-yard, 35-touchdown breakout season with the Vikings and brings a true deep ball to this offense. He led the league with over 1,000 yards on throws of 20-plus air yards. He's paired with a rising star in Jackson Smith, who went for over 1,000 yards and 100 receptions last year, looking every bit like a future wide receiver one. And in the backfield, Kenneth Walker III is healthy and hungry. Meanwhile, across the field, the Niners are loaded. Yes, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brock Purdy, we've heard the names. But here's what matters. Kyle Shanahan is 0-3 in his last 3 Week 1 games, and he has a losing record in Seattle over his entire tenure. His teams have started slow, and against a defense like McDonald's, fast, physical, and creative, that is dangerous. The Niners have names. The Seahawks have answers. This is a team with a new identity, a smart young head coach, and a quarterback with momentum behind him. And in front of the home crowd at Lumen Field, we are taking the Seahawks with the points Week 1. Now we head to the east side, where the Pittsburgh Steelers are heading to MetLife Stadium to face the New York Jets. In a matchup full of storylines, it's Aaron Rodgers' first game against the team that let him go, Mike Tomlin's next chapter in his remarkable coaching career, and the debut of a new Jets regime led by rookie head coach Aaron Glenn and newly anointed starting quarterback Justin Fields. The Jets do have explosive talent on offense. Breece Hall is a home run threat on the ground, and Garrett Wilson is one of the league's most exciting young receivers. If Fields can make plays with his legs and get the ball in their hands, they could stay competitive. Mike Tomlin is one of the NFL's most consistent coaches, entering his 19th season with 0 losing records and a strong track record of having his team ready in Week 1, especially on the road. The Steelers have dominated this series historically, holding a 19-7 all-time edge over the Jets, including a 37-15 win just last season. On the topic of domination, the Steelers have T.J. Watt, who recorded 11.5 sacks last season, which puts him in the top tier of the league's pass rushers. Aaron Rodgers is playing with extra motivation after being cut by the Jets in the offseason, and now he's equipped with big-time targets like DK Metcalf and a versatile backfield weapon in Jaylen Warren and rookie sensation Caleb Johnson. Meanwhile, the Jets entered the game with an inexperienced head coach and a QB in Justin Fields, who's a dangerous runner but still an inconsistent passer, especially under pressure. The Jets have playmakers, but the Steelers have the coaching, all the quarterback, and the edge where it matters most. We are getting locked and loaded with Steelers on the money line. We hope you are enjoying this video. Please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment with your favorite picks. Our next matchup is a compelling AFC showdown at Mile High Stadium as the Denver Broncos host the Tennessee Titans, two teams with very different expectations, but plenty of talent on both sidelines. For Tennessee, second-year head coach Brian Callahan is looking to turn the page after a rough 3-14 debut. Rookie quarterback Cam Ward is a dynamic talent, big arm, athletic, unafraid, and he's got weapons. Calvin Ridley returns after a solid 2024 campaign with 1,017 receiving yards, and running back Tony Pollard remains a steady contributor, coming off a 1,000-yard rushing season. There's offensive potential here, but it'll be put to the test immediately, because on the other side is the NFL's top-ranked defense from a year ago, the Denver Broncos. Fast, physical, and disciplined, they thrive on forcing mistakes, especially against young quarterbacks. And let's not ignore the mile-high factor. Playing in Denver is tough on any team, but for a rookie QB making his first NFL start, it's a brutal introduction. Denver's offense, meanwhile, looks ready to complement its dominant defense. Bo Nix enters year 2 after an impressive rookie season, calm, accurate, and well-coached under Sean Payton. And keep an eye on rookie running back R.J. Harvey. He's explosive, versatile, and already making waves in training camp. The Titans have talent and long-term upside, no doubt. But in this environment, against this defense, and with a rookie QB under center, the edge is clearly with Denver. We're getting locked and loaded with the Broncos to cover. Our next matchup takes us to Indianapolis, where the Colts will host the Miami Dolphins in a game packed with intrigue and pressure for both teams. For Miami, the head coach Mike McDaniel enters the 2025 season on the hot seat. But if there's one thing he's consistently done well, it's getting his team ready out of the gate. He's 2-1 in season openers as the Dolphins head coach, and this year, he's got a healthy Tua Tagovailoa leading the way. Tua's reunited with his top targets, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, both looking to bounce back from an injury-plagued 2024 season. When this trio is healthy and in sync, Miami's offense is one of the fastest and most explosive in football, and they'll be testing a Colts defense that ranked just 29th in total yards allowed last season. On the other side, the Colts are trying to shake off a mediocre run under Shane Steichen, who came into the job with a big reputation as a QB guru after his success with Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia. But 2 seasons in, the results in Indy have been mixed. And now, in Week 1, it's Daniel Jones under center for the Colts, a veteran presence, sure, but not exactly a quarterback that strikes fear into a defense. If Miami can contain Jonathan Taylor and force the game into Jones' hands, the odds swing heavily in their favor. Yes, it's a road game. Yes, Lucas Oil Stadium can get loud, but this is a veteran Miami team with a dynamic offense and a sense of urgency. They know what's at stake. Bottom line, the Colts are at home, but their defense is leaky, their quarterback is a question mark, and they're facing a Dolphins team built for speed and ready to make a statement. We are getting locked and loaded with Miami to cover. Now let's go to where the Dirty Birds fly. Atlanta, where the Falcons are hoping to turn potential into production as they host the division rival Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Atlanta is loaded with young talent. Second-year quarterback Michael Penix Jr. makes his much-anticipated debut, and all eyes will be on dynamic running back Bijan Robinson, who's capable of breaking open a game on any snap. The offensive weapons are there, but the concerns, they're just as real. The Falcons are dealing with injuries on the offensive line, most notably the loss of right tackle Caleb McGarry, who's out for the season. That's a huge blow to a unit already trying to protect the sophomore quarterback against a veteran, aggressive Buccaneers defense. And that defense is led by head coach Todd Bowles, who brings physicality, discipline, and pressure, 3 things that spell trouble for any inexperienced quarterback. Bowles is no stranger to opening day success either, winning last season's Week 1 matchup with Baker Mayfield at the helm. Speaking of Baker, he's back and locked in after leading Tampa to the postseason in 2024, so his connection with Mike Evans remains elite, and now he has an exciting new weapon in rookie Emeka Ibuka, a polished route runner with speed and strong hands who's already flashing starter potential. This Tampa Bay team is tough, experienced, and ready to spoil Atlanta's home opener. While the Falcons may have the future at quarterback, the present still belongs to the Buccaneers. We're locked and loaded with the Buccaneers to win Week 1 on the road and set the tone in the NFC South. It's an all-Ohio showdown to open the 2025 season as the Cincinnati Bengals head to Cleveland to take on the Browns in what's always a physical, emotional AFC North battle. Now look, Cincinnati has no shortage of firepower. Joe Burrow is healthy and dangerous, and he's still throwing to one of the league's best receiver duos in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Add in running back Chase Brown, who's expected to take a major step forward this season with his speed and versatility, and you've got a Bengals fence that can break a game wide open on any drive. But there's one major problem, their defense. Last season, Cincinnati's defense was absolutely horrible, bottom tier in multiple categories, and the offseason didn't bring much improvement, and in Cleveland, history favors the Browns. They've won 4 of the last 5 home games against the Bengals, and they always seem to bring extra juice when the Stripes come to town. Joe Flacco will be under center for the Browns, and while he's not flashy, he's proven he can handle the load. Back in 2023, he came in, calmed the offense, and got this team back on track to the playoffs and secured the Comeback Player of the Year award. He brings stability and experience, and with weapons like Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, and an explosive David Njoku, who has had success against this Bengals defense before, Flacco has more than enough to work with. And don't overlook that Browns defense. With Myles Garrett and first-round rookie Mason Graham leading the charge, the Browns have a track record of pressuring Burrow and making life difficult for him in Cleveland. We're getting locked and loaded with Browns to cover. Next up, we have an intriguing AFC battle in Foxborough as the Raiders take on the Patriots, 2 teams with new leadership, fresh talent, and a whole lot of question marks. Las Vegas kicks off the Pete Carroll era, and while his reputation is built on defense, the offense is retooling around rookie running back Ashton Genie and second-year tight end Brock Bowers. Geno Smith, a former Pro Bowler, takes over at quarterback, steady, experienced, but facing a tough Patriots defense on the road. That defense will be coached by Mike Vrabel, known for bringing structure, toughness, and discipline. Expect New England to come out physical and aggressive. Offensively, they'll lean on rookie RB Trevion Henderson and newly acquired Stephon Diggs, but with uncertainty under center, consistency may be hard to come by early. Max Crosby anchors a strong Raiders pass rush, and with both teams featuring solid defenses and unsettled offenses, points can be tough to come by. Bottom line, we'd like to pick a team, but too many unknowns on both sides. With this in mind, we are getting locked and loaded on the under. Moving on to the Superdome, where 2 teams are looking to prove themselves early as the Arizona Cardinals visit the New Orleans Saints. And for head coach Jonathan Gannon, the time to win is now. After 2 rebuilding seasons, he needs a statement opener, and this matchup gives Arizona that chance. Kyler Murray enters his 3rd year under Gannon, finally healthy and confident in the system. He's got a young arsenal to work with. Second-year wideout Marvin Harrison Jr. has superstar upside, and Pro Bowl tight end Trey McBride has become a go-to weapon, throwing the steady presence of James Conner in the backfield, and Arizona's offense looks more complete than it has in years. And they'll be going up against the Saints defense that regressed badly last season, 24th in total defense, and an alarming 31st against the run. Not ideal when facing a mobile quarterback and a power runner who can wear you down. Offensively, New Orleans still has some talent. Alvin Kamara remains a versatile threat, and Chris Olave is looking to bounce back after a season-ending concussion in Week 8 last year. But the quarterback situation is far from settled. Spencer Rattler, now in his second year, hasn't taken control of the offense, and rookie Tyler Show is still adjusting to the speed of the league. With inexperience under center and a declining defense, New Orleans may struggle to keep pace. Arizona has the edge at quarterback, more continuity on offense, and a sense of urgency. The Saints are still figuring things out. We're locked and loaded with the Cardinals to get the Week 1 win in New Orleans. For the next game to discuss, we've got an NFC East battle to open the season as the New York Giants head to D.C. to face the Washington Commanders. And when these two teams get together, it's usually close and often chaotic. Washington, meanwhile, is feeling optimistic. Jaden Daniels turned heads during his 2024 rookie campaign, flashing electric playmaking ability and poise beyond his years. The front office has doubled down, locking in Terry McLaurin long-term and adding Deebo Samuel to give Daniels a dynamic duo on the outside. Defensively, Washington was solid last year, finishing 13th in total defense, and that unit should still be the backbone of this team. But with a second-year QB, some offensive line concerns, and a divisional opponent that historically keeps things tight, covering a spread here won't come easy. Now with the Giants, let's talk numbers. Under head coach Brian DeBall, the Giants have never lost to Washington by more than 5 points. He's gone 3-2-1 in 6 matchups against the Commanders, including a gritty win and a tie in recent years. And this year, he's walking in with upgrades on offense. Veteran quarterback Russell Wilson now leads the Giants, bringing leadership, mobility, and a clear improvement at the most important position. He's got a rising star and second-year wideout Malik Neighbors, who's already showing elite traits, and the ground game looks solid with Tyrone Tracy and rookie Cam Skatibo in the backfield. Bottom line, Jaden Daniels is the future, but with Russell Wilson under center and Neighbors emerging, the Giants should keep this one close. We're getting locked and loaded with the Giants to cover. This next matchup, we take you to Duval County, where the Panthers and Jaguars try to crawl out of the basement they were in last season. We're going to attack the over-under, and there's a lot to unpack before we land on the play. Carolina enters the season with head coach Dave Canales, a sharp offensive mind known for creativity and quarterback development. Bryce Young finished the 2024 season with momentum and now has real weapons around him. Rookie Tetaroa McMillan, second-year wideout Xavier Legette, and a solid running back in Chuba Hubbard. On the other sideline, the Jaguars are now led by Liam Cohen, another offensive-minded head coach with a strong track record as a coordinator. He takes over an offense with playmakers Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, and the much-hyped rookie Travis Hunter. Defense is the key, and neither of these teams had it last season. The Panthers allowed an NFL record 534 points last season and finished 32nd in total defense. In Jacksonville, not much better, 31st in total defense in 2024. So we have 2 exciting offenses under innovative head coaches. We've also got 2 defenses that couldn't stop anyone last year. That's why we're locked and loaded on the over. We're heading to Lambeau Field for a marquee NFC North showdown as the Detroit Lions take on the Green Bay Packers. And this is a spot where we're getting ready to attack the spread, not just the scoreboard. The Lions are coming off an impressive 2024 campaign, 15-2, Jared Goff tossing 37 touchdowns, and one of the league's most explosive offenses. But this isn't the same group walking into Lambeau. Ben Johnson, the mastermind offensive coordinator behind Goff's success, is gone. And the loss of Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnow, who retired abruptly this offseason, creates a major hole in the heart of that offensive line. Yes, Amon-Ra St. Brown is still a star, and Jahmyr Gibbs is a nightmare in space. But history tells us Goff is far less effective outdoors and on the road, especially at a place like Lambeau. Meanwhile, the Packers are ascending. Jordan Love looks ready to take the next step after a strong finish to 2024. He has plenty of weapons, including rookie wideout Matthew Golden and a deep, versatile receiving core. Josh Jacobs gives Green Bay a proven 3-down back, capable of controlling tempo and punishing defenses late. And the defense? It's no longer average. With the offseason addition of Micah Parsons, Green Bay now boasts a unit that can pressure, contain, and create turnovers. The Lions are dangerous, but they're not the same without Ben Johnson and Ragnow. And Lambeau is a brutal place to open the season, especially for a quarterback with Goff's home/road split. We're locked and loaded with the Packers to cover at home in Week 1. And now we are heading to SoFi Stadium, where the Los Angeles Rams host the Houston Texans in a matchup that has plenty of firepower, but one side has just a little more experience where it matters most. The Texans are no slouch. C.J. Stroud has already shown flashes of greatness, even if his sophomore season came with some bumps. He has a true wide receiver one in Nico Collins, but the backfield is a concern. Joe Mixon is banged up, and Nick Chubb, while a legend, isn't the same back he was a few years ago. That could force Houston to become one-dimensional early. Defensively, DeMeco Ryans continues to prove he's one of the best young head coaches in the NFL, and the Texans' defense is well coached and aggressive. The last time these two teams met was back in 2021, and while the rosters have changed, the result was clear. Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford got the win. Fast forward to 2025, and that coach-quarterback duo remains one of the most trusted in the league, especially at home. Stafford still has something left in the tank and two elite weapons to work with: Puka Nacua, fresh off an all-pro caliber season, and Devontae Adams, who's still one of the best route runners in football. Kyron Williams, after a massive 2024 campaign and a fresh new contract, gives them balance and toughness out of the backfield, and he's not slowing down anytime soon. Houston has talent, but the Rams have the edge in experience, firepower, and home field advantage. We're locked and loaded on the Rams to win straight up at SoFi in Week 1. Our last matchup to discuss is a heavyweight showdown on Sunday Night Football as the Buffalo Bills host the Baltimore Ravens in what could be an early season statement game. Let's start with Buffalo and Josh Allen, the reigning 2024 NFL MVP. Allen led the Bills to another strong regular season, showcasing his dual threat ability and big play arm. Buffalo still has home field magic and one of the toughest environments in the league to walk into on a primetime stage. They've got continuity at quarterback, stability on the sidelines, and a fan base that's as loud as any. But this Ravens team isn't coming to just hang around, they're coming to cover. Lamar Jackson put together a monster 2024 season, over 4,000 passing yards, 41 touchdowns through the air, soared nearly 1,000 rushing yards with 4 more scores on the ground. That's elite production. The fact that Jackson didn't win MVP while Allen did can't be sitting well with him or Ravens fans. Lamar is 3-3 all-time versus the Bills, but when you dig deeper, he's 3-1 in the regular season. Derrick Henry is still a bulldozer, and with reliable pass catchers like Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, Baltimore now has more balance than ever. They can beat you with speed, power, or precision, and they don't have to force Lamar to carry the entire load. The Bills, they're still dangerous, but they've lost some offensive firepower from years past, and if this turns into a shootout or a slugfest, Baltimore can match them every step of the way. We're locked and loaded on Baltimore to cover the spread in prime time. That wraps up another breakdown here on Locked and Loaded Sports. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest sports analysis and betting insights. More picks, more locks, and more action is coming your way. That's all for now. Stay sharp, stay ready, and get locked and loaded.